Our children, our students, our kids, they're trying to use the technology that the world is giving them, but we're shutting them down. Why are we shutting them down? At Texas A&M University recently, a professor flunked his entire class of students because he believed that they used ChatGPT to write their final essays. It turned out he was wrong, and he had to revert that and help the students, and it became national news. We're seeing tools like ChatGPT, Bard, Claude, and others be banned across college campuses. We're seeing in middle schools and high schools them blocking these sites from Wi-Fi. What is going on? Again, why are we blocking our kids from access to the most amazing technologies that have ever existed in human history? This is way better than a calculator. We let them use those. When you look at all of the current surveys about what people think about artificial intelligence, it's pretty much split 50-50 right down the middle. Half of humanity seems to think it's going to lead to our extinction. The other half thinks it's going to be our delivery, our salvation. Message received. This is an important topic, so let's talk about it. I've got messages for 4 groups of people. Students, it's okay to use technology. You have to. You've got to learn how to do it. In fact, it should be one of your #1 priorities. There's nothing else that can accelerate your knowledge acquisition, your learning, and your journey to wisdom and to employment and all the things that come with it than leveraging the best technologies available to you. Parents, you've got to be an advocate for your children. They need you to stand up for them and go and talk to the school when they're blocking the Wi-Fi, just for example. Schools and teachers, I've got a little secret for you. You just got the biggest upgrade ever. All that stuff about never having enough time, it's all fixable now. All of these new tools can be your personal assistants, can get you 10 times the productivity in 1/10 of the time in many cases. Society, we need our children to get really good at using these tools. The future needs their help. They are the ones that are going to solve the problems that are going to take us through problems like climate change, population, and so many more things. It's the children that we're training today that are going to solve the future's hardest problems. So let's go. All right, to all you students out there, first and foremost, do not stop. Learn, explore, try these tools, and find out ways to use them that are going to enhance what you're trying to do. Go on and talk to your school administrators, talk to your teachers. But make sure that when you do this, that you explain to them that you do not want to use these tools to cheat. You want to use these tools to enhance your work, to enhance your capabilities, to improve and go faster with the things that you can do related to the assignments that they're giving you. And maybe, and we're going to talk more about this a little bit later, maybe work together with your teachers. Maybe work together with your schools on this. Find ways to explain how to use these technologies responsibly. Meet with your fellow students. Talk to them about the things that you can use these technologies. Just imagine that you're in a study group and you're working on a paper together. Don't try to get the AI to write the paper for you so that you can go and play video games a little bit longer. Use the artificial intelligence to improve the quality of your output, to help with the critical thinking that needs to be done for an amazing result. Ultimately, these tools are for you. They're for you, they're for the future. Use them, learn, grow, make good choices. Be wise. All right, hello parents. If you're listening and you're out there, you have a responsibility. I know you don't want another one, but these technologies are incredible. They can actually be your friend. They can help you because they can help your children. But one thing for sure that has to happen is we have to learn to be the advocates for our children. As we said, there are lots of folks out there that are trying to shut down the use of these new technologies, really for no good reason other than fear and lack of understanding. If we could maybe work with our children, explore these tools together with our children, come up with ways that we can explain to them how they can be used well, not used poorly, and then encourage them to speak to their schools, to speak to their administrators. Look, it's not always going to work, but for sure it won't work if we don't even try. And I think as a parent, I have 3 children. My children are 13 and 10 and 7. In my case, they're all boys, and they are insatiably curious about technology. They tend to want to play more video games than anything else. but I spend time as a parent with them every single day, every single week for sure, showing them these new technologies, explaining the ways I use them at work, and explaining the ways that I encourage other people to use them. That way, it's not something mysterious or strange or other. It's something that they just are starting to understand and use well. And I think as a parent that is a good thing. So take a video like this one, search YouTube, find other videos, share these videos that you like with your kids, watch them together. That's the way that we'll learn together, and it's the way that you can be a good advocate both right there with the kid, but also when you step into the school system, maybe in the PTA group or the home and school club group or the can-do group. The idea is that this dialogue needs to happen. We don't just want to operate from fear or exhaustion or whatever the different things are. We really want to leverage these tools because really and truly, they're extremely powerful, and we need to get them into the hands of our children. Ultimately, the easiest way to do all of this is just to try. Teachers. I'm extremely fond of teachers, but my mother is a teacher. She was a career English teacher in high school. My sister's a teacher. She teaches grade school. My grandfather was a teacher. He taught high school history his whole career. And these days, I'm even a teacher too, because I've got kids and because I make these videos and I actually really enjoy using platforms like YouTube to help teach people. The thing is that there is a wrong way and there is a right way to consider using these tools. The wrong way is pretty evident. That's the ostrich putting their head in the sand and pretending like it never happened. So we need to accept that and address it and move forward. So for example, fail them all, that Texas A&M professor that just failed everybody because he made a mistake in how ChatGPT works that he thought proved to him that all of his students cheated. In fact, almost none of them cheated. And the reality is that he made a mistake. It was just because he hadn't fully grokked the use of the technology yet. That's the wrong way. Fail them all. That's the wrong way. The right way, though, is enhanced digital literacy. What we're talking about here is learning to use the tools better and then working together, the humans and the machines, all working together as a team to produce a superior result. So using artificial intelligence, not that much different from using a calculator. In fact, underneath it all, these large language models that are driving a lot of this AI movement are in fact predictive algorithms that just predict the next word or the next letter in a sentence. That's really all they do. And from that prediction emerges what looks like a form of intelligence that we can harness. We have to teach people how to do this. It's a critical function of them growing up and of us creating the better future that we're all striving for. So teachers, you might not only consider how to use these tools for yourself, but you might consider how to use these tools in conjunction with the students. That's a good team. You can definitely produce some amazing results that way. One of the benefits of using the tools this way is dramatically accelerated learning. And I believe, as I said, this is a bit of an upgrade for teachers, dramatically accelerated teaching. If you learn how to use tools like ChatGPT with a script called Mr. Reindeer in this video that I created, Mr. Reindeer was a GPT-4 prompt that allows you to turn ChatGPT into a digital tutor, for one, on the learning side, but also into a digital teacher's aid for curriculum development and for topic exploration and for creating very, very quickly these outlines and functions, descriptions, definitions, things that would otherwise take you hours can be done in minutes. When you combine that within the student using those same materials and the same tooling for the actual learning component in the presence of something like ChatGPT-4, you get an extraordinary combination. So teachers, for the first time in a long time, you got a huge upgrade. As I've said, I have an affection for teachers. I want to help teachers. I know some teachers are afraid of this technology. It's really not necessary. This is actually the change you've been waiting for that can completely change what it means to be a teacher. I'm willing to help. If you've got thoughts or ideas or things that you wish you could see or knew how to do, tell me and I'll try to make a video or a short for it, because I just think it's really important that we learn this together and that we work in dialogue. This is a community. So I believe that the student and teacher relationships can be greatly enhanced and we can get to that almost 1-to-1 student to teacher ratio. Why? Because we have some help now. Give it a try. Have a little workshop in your class. Set some time aside if you can. We cannot deny that with powerful new technologies come powerful new responsibilities. It would be a mistake to avoid the ethical implications, the moral implications. It would be a mistake to not think that bad things can happen. Like all tools, all technology has kind of a plus and a minus to it. What we see over time, and there are studies to back this up, is that in general, over the long term, the use of the technology tends to lean to the positive for the overall benefit of society. And listen, global population has almost doubled since the advent of the internet. There are countries now with 1.4 billion people in them. There are 8.5 billion people in the whole world. Did you know that only about 10.5 billion modern humans have ever existed? And that more than 80% of those exist alive on planet Earth right now. In order to support this population and in order to build a sustainable, a regenerative future, we're going to have to learn to use technology. Look, we've got problems. We've got problems with food, with energy, with soil, with water. We've got problems with politics, religion, supply chain. We've got problems with climate change. We're definitely not going to solve all of these problems for all of these people without the use of technology in innovative ways. So this is about way more than just artificial intelligence. This is about the use of modern technologies to solve modern problems so we can build a bigger, better, brighter future together. So I'm sorry to all the AI doomers out there. I just don't really fully share the opinion that AI is going to be our extinction event. I tend to try to use the technologies that we have to teach with, to learn with, to expand my knowledge, to increase my capacity for knowledge and learning. And I want to share that with other people. And I do that through videos like this. I suppose we could just consider artificial intelligence kind of like a new form of fire. And yes, we could get burned, but also we can use it to create. We can use it to explore. We can use it maybe to conquer the galaxy. Who knows what's possible? Technology is a manifestation of humanity's desire to grow, to thrive, and to strive. We have an insatiable desire as the human species for technology and to use technology. We can't really stop ourselves. So I guess if I'm asking for anything, I'm asking for students, kids, for parents, for schools, especially schools, maybe places of business, organizations. How could we put this to good use? Yes, protect your data, protect your shareholders, protect your kids, protect your students. Do that. Do all of that. But just take a second and let's think, how could we together, how could a parent, a student, a teacher, and a school come together to use artificial intelligence to achieve something that was previously unimaginable? Maybe even 10 times faster, maybe even 10 times cheaper. I think it's possible. It's our children today that are going to be the masters of tomorrow's technology. So we cannot shut them out. We cannot block it off. We cannot turn it down. We can't be Luddites. The history of the Luddite movement has shown us this really doesn't work. In fact, I wrote a whole article about that I published over on a thing called EXO Insight recently. I'll put a link to that in the description. And our kids are going to use these technologies whether we want them to or not. The question is, are they going to do it with us and learn with us? Or are they going to go off and do it on their own and learn whatever they're going to learn? But I'm certain that if, as a society, we learn to use these technologies in powerful ways to give leverage to ourselves, to our kids, to humanity, to our businesses, to our countries, and to the world, we're going to see some extraordinary outcomes. If you like this video and you want to continue and learn a little bit more, and this one's especially for the teachers again, I did do a video called Mr. Reindeer that shows you how to use a specialized ChatGPT prompt to turn it into a teacher's aide or a student's instructor, kind of a tutor. Watching that video is a really great place to start if you would just like to begin your explorations of tools like artificial intelligence. My name is Kent Langley. I'm your host of Uncharted, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts, feelings, and more in the comments below.